fuckstick, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was very strange too. And since you're the security chief, I thought that you should be aware. But his little friend promised that he wouldn't ever say it in front of the children. And because there's an adult world and a child's world, and that's okay. I'm no censor.
Little friend.
Yeah, he's a dwarf or a midget. I don't know what he's called exactly, but he's a little guy. Billy Barty, God rest. But the thin fingers, not the fat sausage fingers.
Little people. That's what they like to be called.
Yeah.
So fuckstick. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that could have gone way worse.
It could have gone way better, but it could have gone way worse.
Yeah, I'm actually, I like that. That's a good take.
I am perfectly...
It's a hot mic.
perfectly content. Not excited. I gotta say, Bad Santa is the movie that we're doing.
I can tell you, this award-winning podcasts, we have done great just being good enough.
We celebrate mediocrity. I can't even say the word mediocrity. That's how mediocre we are.
Exactly.
Jesus.
It took me forever to realize how to spell mediocrity. So when I see like mediocre, I was like, mediocre. That was fancy.
Yes. And you sound immediately intelligent after saying the word.
I was like, mediocre.
Mediocre?
Like, I like these people.
You didn't know
I love this type of feedback, people. And then you're like, this says mediocre, dipshit. And I'm like, oh. Like, that's a bad thing, huh?
I didn't know you spoke Latin. I gotta say, my favorite parts of this movie are the interactions with John Ritter and Bernie Mac. May they both rest.
Huge losses.
Definitely. So the intro scene, and then you have the other scene where John Ritter is approaching Bernie Mac, who's the security chief, about one of the two individuals fornicating with a large woman.
It's Willie.
Yeah.
We're just going to throw that out there. It's Willie.
It's Willie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how he could. I think he just didn't want to discriminate in that scene.
Yeah.
Like, did one of you two fornicate with a large woman in the big and tall, the fitting room?
See, and I do like Willie at that point because he always immediately gets defensive.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever it comes to John Ritter.
It's his thing.
And he's just sitting there like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, look, I have banged my share of fat chicks. He's like, but I've never fornicated with anybody.
Yeah. Like, I've boned a lot of fat chicks in my day, but I've never fornicated anyone.
But then when he goes to fire him, and then he was like, he's like, you really want to think hard about that.
What do you mean?
And he's like, you're going to fire a midget black person? He was like, you'll have 100 of these fuckers outside on the sidewalk.
Little picket signs
and everything, all against you.
Yeah.
And then when he's like, you know what, we'll just go ahead and forget this
ever. That's not what this is about. It's like, I've got nothing against you people.
You people. But what
do you mean, like, us people?
It's funny because when they get up to leave, Willie just stands up and looks at him. He was like,
You're fucking pathetic.
It's such a great interaction, which is kind of funny. Because I hate Billy Bob Thornton. I do.
Really?
Yes, I've never liked him. I've never liked him in anything.
Wow.
And
I'm learning things about Dutch with every episode.
And a lot of people don't, like, a lot of people have been telling me lately, like, watch Landman. And I'm like, no, just because Billy Bob's in it, and I just don't want to, I don't want to watch him. I just don't like him. And I think it's because around this time in his career, he did a lot of, I'm just going to play this guy that's always drunk.
Oh, okay.
Which, oddly enough, I'm always drunk now. But I like to think that I'm like a fun drunk. Not like I'm like someone came up and was just like, damn, Dutch, You pissed yourself. Like, I'm not that type of drunk, but that's the kind of drunk that he is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he definitely is that. And I heard that during the filming of this movie...
He was drunk?
He was intoxicated through... probably not every scene, but I think quite a bit of it, just so he would be more convincing in this role.
I could see it. And I think the reason I lost a lot of respect for Billy Bob Thornton, I mean, one is that, but then two, I think the only great part I've ever seen him in was Armageddon. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like he nailed that role, did such a great job with that role. Just to find out later that he was like, yeah, the only reason I took that movie is because I had to pay for a divorce. It's like, what a fucking cock.
Yeah.
Like, asshole.
Everyone has their reasons. I mean, hell, Terrence Howard, like he didn't accept that role as, I can't even think of the name of it, but the Avengers movies, or like the Captain America. Man. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the Iron Man.
Yeah, he was
movies.
in Iron Man. He was in the first one.
He was in the first one, but he did, I guess they weren't going to pay him enough to be in the second one, so he stopped, and that's when they brought in Don Cheadle.
Yeah, because what had happened was, I heard about that, or at least reading about it, was in the first one, Terrence Howard was actually the highest paid actor on the set. Because I think he was the bigger name, and everybody was kind of unsure about Robert Downey Jr. And, you know, his past problems with drugs and everything like that. So Terrence Howard was actually, like, they were putting all their money on him.
And he didn't even have that big of a role in that movie.
Yeah, but then in the second one, they were like, hey, you know, Robert Downey Jr. looks like he's on the path to the straight and narrow, which is a great thing. And, you know, I mean, I'm glad that he's able to sober up his life, get his life in order and everything, and actually become like something of a great role model, because Robert Downey Jr., he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah. And I mean, he embodied that role as Iron Man, as Tony Stark, I think, as well as Hugh Jackman does Wolverine.
Right. So when they did Iron Man 2, and then they were like, oh, well, Robert Downey Jr. is the bigger name now, so we're going to pay him a lot more money. And Terrence Howard was like, oh, I did kind of read that I guess Robert Downey Jr. was going to go to bat for Terrence Howard, and then afterwards he was just kind of like, no, I'm not going to do that for you. So I think Terrence Howard just kind of felt like backstabbed at that point and was like, fuck it.
Yes, fuck it.
That's
but anyway,
his answer for everything.
But back to Bad Santa. I like the fact that one of the very first scenes that you see in this movie is him in the back alley puking from drinking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dialogue in this movie that is so fantastic, and it's one thing that really appealed to me. It's like one of the reasons I really liked this movie. As much as it's not a traditional Christmas movie, it's very vulgar, it's very offensive, and that's what it was meant to be. But I think that's because it contrasts so much with everything. It's like, okay, finally something different, you know? And it was funny as hell to me. And for those of you who have not seen Bad Santa, it's, I mean, get the censor button ready, everybody. Willie, played by Billy Bob Thornton, and Tony Cox, I believe is the actor's name.
Yes.
They rob shopping malls. So they play Santa and Santa's elf. Every Christmas, they find some location that they can infiltrate the security system. And after Christmas Eve, when they have all the money in the safe from the holiday sales, they break in.
Right.
Which I think is kind of weird, because they make it seem like there's a generalized safe for the holiday sales when there's multiple stores within the mall. That would have
multiple safes.
Correct. But they have it all in one location. Like, this is where the money is.
Yeah. You know, obviously you're going to find a flaw in every movie. But that was kind of a huge flaw in this movie. Because, you know, at night, every store, they're not bringing, like, the profits or whatever they've made and just been like, well, keep it in the mall safe until tomorrow.
We'll take all 100 stores and then put it in this one hub. Right. Easy to just break into, and let's just steal all of it.
Yeah. But I do like, you know, how it starts off, and, you know, Tony Cox is, while Willie is cracking the safe, to get in, Tony Cox is going around doing his Christmas shopping for his wife, who I don't know who plays his wife in this movie, but she has a very small role, but she's very funny.
Very memorable role, though.
Yeah.
She's funny because
her face is like stuck in the frown position.
she just constantly looks like she's irritated by everything.
But when she's walking around, like, because she has a bigger role, like at the beginning, you know, she's just like the getaway driver. So after they get out of the mall and everything and they go out to the van, and then she was like, Marcus, you get the loofah. And he was like, fuck the loofah. He was like, drive. So she just, and you could tell immediately, like, she's irritated, like,
like you could go buy a fucking loofah for like $2 at Walgreens.
Exactly.
Like, why the hell do you need him to steal it for you?
I mean, in all honesty, like right now. And I think he just says, he was like, we just made $111,000 in one night. Yes, go buy a loofah tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you'll have your loofah. I think that probably around that time, they were probably like $1.80. Easily.
Yeah, most likely. But Willie, you can definitely tell that he's hit a low point in his life. You know, he's just drunk all the time, like we previously stated. And Willie, and I mean not Willie, Marcus, who is his cohort, you know, he's basically the voice of reason.
Right.
You know, he tries to keep Willie in line, and he can't. He can only do so much because he's 92 fucking pounds, asshole.
Yeah. I do like that. I can't remember what scene it is or where in the movie it is, but he's talking about how he, you know, he's like, Willie's trying to justify the reason he has to have all this sex. And he was like, I mean, God, Marcus, he was like, look at you. And he was like, what about me? He's like, I fuck one vagina. He was like, you got vaginas like all over.
Yeah.
Because I think it was something that is like, I think it was when he was talking about living with a kid and the grandma. And he was like, man, you fucking the grandma too? And he was like, what? No. He was like, no, you fuck. It's like, I just had to hole up there because, you know, that's when he went home and found someone in his hotel room.
Yeah, because he, wherever he's staying, obviously he's got to stay in a motel, you know, temporarily. Right. He doesn't have like relatives that he can crash with in these different random locations, because I think this second one was in Phoenix, which when it cuts to that scene when they're first in Phoenix, it's like he's wearing a Santa suit, Marcus is dressed up in the elf costume, and you just see the heat waves coming up from the ground, and it just looks miserably fucking hot.
Oh, it looks so bad.
And what stands out in this scene to me is like Willie's smoking a cigarette as they're walking towards the mall, and the way he's holding it is just so damn feminine for some reason.
Yeah.
And he like pulls out like a little mini bottle of like pineapple schnapps or something.
Oh no,
like that.
It's not a mini bottle. It's like a medium, like a good medium-sized bottle.
I don't remember, but he throws it at a car on their way to the mall and like breaks the windshield,
Which
and then the car alarm is going off.
Because if you look at it, when he's taking a drink out of the bottle looks plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then he throws it, and it shatters on the windshield of a Mercedes. And then you just see Marcus, and he was like, God damn, Willie. He's like, can't you keep a low profile for like 10 minutes?
Yeah, Marcus getting irritated at him throughout the movie is hysterical to me.
Yeah.
The fact that he's constantly calling out Willie for his bullshit. Like you're getting worse, man. Every year it's the same thing. It's fucking beers, more bullshit, more butt fucking.
He's like, yeah, of course, the 3 Bs.
You know, and this is at the end of the movie where Marcus calls him out, and he's basically gonna just take all the winnings from this location.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think Marcus does say something at one point. He was like, I can find another safe cracker anywhere. And then Willie's like, well, fuck you. He's like, I can find another midget. And he's like, where? We ain't growing on trees.
You don't see us fucking growing on trees, asshole.
But the part when he does show up, I can't remember exactly if it was like at the end of his lunch break or what, but he's coming up the escalator, but he's just laying down on the escalator. And then he gets up and walks over, and Marcus is like, Santa be here real soon, kids. And then he comes in and like falls over and then starts beating the shit out of the reindeer. And
it was like a donkey. It was a donkey.
That's when
like, what the hell is the donkey doing on this Christmas scene?
It was probably like nativity. They probably had like the nativity scene. But the store cop, Bernie Mac's character, is sitting there and he's like, oh, come on. He's like, gets him up in the chair and he's like, all right, he was like, I'll smooth this over with the mall manager. He's like, you just get him out to his car and take him home. And he was like, and how, pray tell, do you say I do that? He was like, I'm 3 foot fucking tall. He was like, what, you got a forklift somewhere? And he was like, no, come on, just help him out to the car. And he was like,
he's like, I want you to draw me a diagram of how I can get him to the car. Like,
and then he's like, yeah. He's like, why don't you Leonardo da Vinci some shit up for me, show me how to do it. So what the fuck you call me, half pint? And he's like, oh, I called you a fucking faggot from the mid-century, motherfucker. He's like, you draw me a sketch of how to do this and I will gladly do it.
Man, Marcus, he's just got that attitude where he doesn't care how tall he is. He's going to mouth off at you. He's going to defend himself.
Exactly.
At every possible turn.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he does a great job in this part.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think I've ever seen Tony Cox in a movie where I'm like, well, that was shit.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
I mean, he's always been funny. You know, when I do think that one of the scenes that stands out to me is Bernie Mac plays the mall's head of security. They always refer to him as Mall Dick?
Yeah, they called him Mall Dick.
Yeah. So
or no, Store Dick.
Yeah, something like that.
Store Dick.
Yeah, Store Dick or something like that. And he's just sitting there. But when they like the Store Dick gets up to what they're doing, he figures it all out, like, okay, this is what they're doing, and then confronts them, and they're all just sitting like, it looks like at a TGI Fridays in a mall or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, yep. He was like, 13 different locations. He's like, never been found out because you move from mall to mall all around the continental United States. He's like, yep, but you've been got by me. He's like, so I get half of everything that you're going to take. And he was like, and then whatever you steal, I get to cherry pick from.
He's like, no. Money is one thing, but we get to keep the goods. He's like, that's our thing, you know. But I like how he kind of explains it. He's like, whatever you normally do, he's like, I'm not going to interfere with that. You know, whatever your routine is, it works.
Yeah,
it goes through. He's like, I just want to taste.
Yeah. But then what?
And Marcus tries to negotiate with him.
Yeah, because I can't remember where he started off with, because he was like, I want half, and he was just like, I was thinking 15%, and he was like, I was thinking half, and he was like, well, I was 15% and a third.
No, he's like, he goes up to 30.
Yeah,
he's like 33%.
He's like half
and a third,
half. But there's just a way he keeps saying it, because he always changes it. And
40.
Like, half.
Yeah. 45.
Half.
And then he gets up to 49. And then I like Willie says, well, what's another point?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not a point, it's a percentage. Like, what the fuck, man?
What's one more point?
The interactions with Willie and with the kids that are coming up to him, it's like all these kids that he gets these fucked up kids in these different locations. One of them is eating a chocolate ice cream cone and sneezes
right into his open mouth and eyes,
all over, and it stains his beard.
And that, America, is where COVID started.
Right? It wasn't no bat.
Some asshole kid in a mall in Phoenix.
But like the way that he talks to these kids, like he doesn't censor himself.
No, and I do like when
it's like, I don't give a fuck what you want.
When Bernie Mac does explain to John Ritter, and he was like, yeah, he does cuss, never in front of the kids.
Yeah, but
it's a lie. Like, he doesn't. Like, he's just trying to cover for him because he knows what they're doing, and you know, he just wants a taste.
That scene where he cusses, and John Ritter's like, yeah, never in front of the kids. No. Fucks fat women. Yeah. The man is a sexual being.
Yeah. But I do like that scene, and I was able to actually point it out because when we were all watching it together, just something at the very end of it, like in John Ritter's last scene in the movie, something just didn't look right. Mm-hmm. But his necktie actually changed from one style necktie to another. So it was, I guess, I mean, when it comes to something like that, like when it comes to like wardrobe,
continuity errors.
Yeah. I mean, but when it comes to wardrobe, it's like, that just kind of seems like something that someone would look back and be like, oh, okay, this is what we did.
How do you fuck that up is my question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because he's wearing what looks like a black tie with like little pictures of Santa Clauses on down it, but then all of a sudden in his very last scene,
it's a green tie.
It changes to a green tie with like reindeer on it. So it's just, I mean, but it was something when I'm looking at it, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, something changed. Like something changed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I try to find stuff like, well, I don't intentionally look for it, but there are certain things that are pretty obvious.
But John Ritter throughout this movie he has these like things that I enjoy, like the noises. Like when he was like, likes to fuck fat chicks, and he's like, yeah. I mean, it's small.
His facial expression.
Yeah,
he'll smack his lips.
Yeah,
just
the way he grimaces and stuff. And he sold it so well.
He seemed genuinely uncomfortable talking about this adult stuff.
I mean, it's so underappreciated. I mean, the noises are phenomenal. I think that's what makes a movie. It's what makes a scene, especially.
Yeah. And it may not be things that are planned. It may not be scripted. It's just when an actor commits to the role and they really just truly encompass what that person is about. And in this movie, John Ritter was just he just seemed very insecure.
Yeah. And in all honesty, like he did such a good job with it that I firmly believed, I'm like, you know what? I bet when John Ritter's not acting, he's probably a manager of them all.
He could
somewhere.
I would believe that.
And that's when you can see a good actor. I mean, a lot of people, they don't like him. I love Keanu Reeves. I think he's a phenomenal actor. And in all honesty, yeah, maybe in his early stuff, he had great parts in great movies. But, I mean, did he knock him out of the park? Maybe, sometimes. But now he's transcended into such a great actor that I swear when he's not acting, he is literally John Wick. Like, he's out there killing people living at the Continental Hotel.
He should be.
I could see it.
Protecting his dog.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only thing that makes sense.
A few of the moments with the kids that are interacting with Willie. So you got the one kid that sneezes on him. He's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
It's like get the fuck out of here. And then you got the girl is like, what do you want? He's like, I want a bike. He's like, oh, that's really original. I've never heard that one before. I haven't heard that one before.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
This weird kid that's like, Fraggle Stick car. He's like, what the fuck is that? He's like, Fraggle Stick car. No, I heard you the first fucking time.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, get the fuck out of here. Fraggle Stick car. I got it.
But then you've got the kid, the main kid in this movie. I don't know where they stumbled across this kid.
Somewhere in Phoenix, I suppose.
The actor that plays him, I think he's Canadian. This very odd, unusual kid, and you feel like he's like this in real life. Like, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that he's just that convincing of an actor, especially at that young of an age. I want to say the kid was like 9 or 10 at the time.
God, that was a big 9-year-old.
He was a large fella. He wasn't a little guy. But he gets off the bus to go to the mall, and then there's all these bully kids that are just sitting around with their bikes and skateboards and stuff like that. And then the main bully kid, he's like, "Hey, loser, how you doing?" Like, what kind of a weird interaction is that?
Yeah,
you're gonna bully somebody, you're gonna insult them. Yeah. Like, and he does insult him, but it's like, "Hey, fat ass, how you doing today?" Like, what?
Yeah. I mean, it's like an insult, but almost not really.
It's like a polite insult.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand what you're trying to do here.
Hey, you fat fuck, are you okay today? Like, what? I'm doing.
Thanks for asking, but
Sure.
I feel offended at the time. But
Not sure what's happening here.
he like throws like a crushed soda can and hits him in the head with it, and this kid does not respond. He doesn't even acknowledge their existence throughout the entire thing. The one thing that just grosses me out about this kid is in this first scene when he goes up and approaches Santa, he's got snot all caked on his upper lip. And he bypasses the line and goes straight up to Santa. And Willie's like, the fuck is this kid doing? He's like, what the fuck do you want? A snot rag?
Yeah.
He's like, Santa? Yeah, I'm fucking Santa Claus.
He's like, your beard's not real. And he was like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
He's just like, what do you want? And he was like, but I mean, this whole interaction it's weird, but it leads to an even weirder interaction that I think I brought up with you last night when we were talking about it. So after his first day at the mall or whatever, like he's just going, Willie's at the bar getting a drink and he's just kind of scoping out the local talent. Like, all right, who am I going to butt fuck?
Yeah.
And then he pans across that dude from Office Space. And in the movie, he has no name at all, but he's just staring like deadlocked at him. And the camera quickly whips back and he was like, can I help you? And, the bartendress, she looks over and she just goes up to him. She starts talking to him and everything. And that's when you find out. And the bartendress, she's played by Lauren Graham, who is from the Gilmore Girls. That's where possibly anybody would just know her from. She goes on about how she's kind of like, oh, are you new in town? He was like, yeah. She's like, are you Santa year-round? And he was like, no, in March, I'm the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, like, what are you doing when you're not Santa Claus? Well, nothing until March, and then I'm the Easter Bunny.
Yeah,
He's like,
then,
buy you another granddad?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? He does like 4 shots within a minute.
Yeah.
Buy you another one?
And in all honesty, I mean, like, that's like true alcoholism right there. Like me, I mean, I can do a shot, but I got to wait at least 10, 15 minutes before I get another shot.
Right.
Where it's like, I can't just like do a shot, then pour a shot and do a shot, pour a shot. And no, I'll throw up. All over the bar.
And he does.
All over the table.
He does multiple times throughout this movie.
Yeah. So, but then, he was like, yep, I'm just living, breathing, eating, shitting fucking Santa Claus. And she was like, prove it.
Prove it.
So they go out to his car to fuck, which it's hot. I mean, just hearing her over and over being like, fuck me, Santa, fuck me, Santa, fuck me, Santa. Like, that is sexy.
And he's like, can I at least take my hat off? He's like, no, keep it on. I love the hat. And he's like, all right. You love the hat.
But then afterwards, like, they get done and she walks off and everything. And that guy from the bar comes up and like starts assaulting him. And he's just like, are you off your fucking meds? And he was like, yes, but that's not what this is about.
That's not what this is about. But I like
he goes to like try to ass fuck him, I think, on the car. And then that kid shows up out of nowhere and he's like, no, kid, I'm doing this for all of us.
I'm doing us all a favor.
Yeah. But it never circles back around in the movie who the fuck that guy is.
You don't find out
why he has this grudge against Santa Claus, or maybe just Willie in particular.
The only thing I can think of that, like, why they even had this scene in the movie was for that kid to just show up again out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because this is why Willie has to give him a ride home.
Yeah.
He's like, why is this kid still at the mall at this time of night? Because it was still like midday, at least what you can think.
Yeah.
When the kid goes to the mall to begin with, like early afternoon maybe. But it's dark
possibly.
out. It's dark out, and this kid's still hanging around over here. But Willie graciously takes the kid home.
Right.
And this whole scene with them in the car, their communication is just hysterical because the kid doesn't make sense.
No.
None of the answers that he comes up with is just calm or rational or it's
But it's just so funny because he's like, "Where's your sleigh?" And he's like, "It's in the shop." And he's like,
"Why are you driving a car?" Like, yeah, where's your sleigh? It's in the shop.
Yeah. Where are the reindeer? I stabled them.
Yeah.
It's like, where? Next to the shop.
Well, how do they sleep?
Standing up.
No, with the noise. How do they sleep?
What noise?
From the shop.
my God, they only work during the day at the shop. The reindeers sleep at night.
He's like, well, right now it's always daytime.
Yeah.
In the North Pole. He's like, well, so how do they sleep? He's like, is everything a fucking quiz with you?
But I do like when he was like, oh, he's like, shit, Sage Terrace. Like, turns really quick and gets on the road, and he was like, which house is it? And he was like, this one right here. But it's funny because he points directly out the window, and they pass the house that he points at, and he was like, oh, this one here? And the kid's like, yeah. So,
but it's like, it wasn't even the one he pointed at. It was the next one.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, this one.
So it's
He's
just
like,
so funny.
Who, is it just, who
was
lives
like,
here?
Yeah, he's like, who lives here? And he's like, just me and Grandma.
Is
and
Granny
like,
Spry?
But he goes in to rob him. But then it's funny because he was like, does your daddy have a safe? So he opens up the safe. But I like before they get to the safe because, you know, the grandma wakes up and she was like, oh, Roger, you're home. I'll make you some sandwiches.
Yeah.
And that's like the only thing that she says throughout the whole thing.
Willie's standing in there with a ski mask on.
Yeah, wearing a Santa Claus outfit, wearing a ski mask. And he was like, wait. He was like, it's just you and her. He's like, uh-huh. And he was like, nobody else. And he's like, uh-uh. He's like, no security guards, nothing. He's like, uh-uh. He was like, your daddy got a safe.
And then after that, he's like, does your daddy have a car?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
so
like,
he steals the kid's BMW.
Well, it's funny because he's getting all the money out of the safe, and he was like, is that to fix your sleigh? And he was like, you got it.
So he doesn't stay at this house the first night. You know, he goes back to his hotel, and I don't think it was this night, but one of the evenings he goes to the motel, and I think this is after they find out something weird is going on.
Yeah.
But he pulls up to the motel, and this prostitute, this
played by Octavia Spencer.
Yeah,
she's hysterical.
And I can't remember her name in the movie.
Hang on, Opal.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Opal, come here. And she's like, hell no, Willie, not with your kinky ass.
Yeah.
Last time I didn't shit right for a week.
Now, what's funny is when John Ritter hears of the fornication going on, you hear this lady like, yeah, no, shove it in. Just shove it in. Keep going. Like, yeah, that's it. And then you just hear Billy Bob Thornton, and he was like, yeah, you're not going to shit right for a week. And then when John Ritter brings it to the store dick's attention, he was like, he said you're not going to SHIT right for a month.
Another continuity error.
Yes, another continuity error. And then when he sees Opal, he's like, Opal, come here. And she's like, not with your kinky ass, Willie. Last time I didn't shit right for a week. So it's like,
See, she got it right.
Exactly. It's like, who's in my room?
She's like, no, just come here a second.
Yeah. She's like, fine. So she walks over and he's like, who's in my room? She's like, I don't know. Some tall, handsome man. Looks kind of like a police officer.
He's like, yeah, they came here. They were asking about you.
Yeah.
So he goes and calls Marcus.
Yeah, and he was like, I think I got the police on me. Someone's searching my room. And
you got anything incriminating in the room? He's like, no, just some clothes and shit.
Just
clothes. Get the fuck out of there, man.
So he goes to the kid's house and says, well, I'm just going to be shacking up with you for a while. It's like Mrs. Claus caught me fucking her sister.
When he's going to sleep, obviously he's drunk, like he's always drunk.
Right.
And the kid's talking to him, and he's like half asleep in bed, and the kid is just asking him question after question. He's like, what's this sandwiches? Like, what the fuck is it with you and making the goddamn sandwiches?
Jesus, no, I don't want any fucking sandwiches.
But the next morning, he brings him a glass of orange juice. The kid's trying to be nice and everything. He's like, Santa? He's like, I brought you some orange juice.
What's in it?
Oranges? And then he just puts it down. Yeah. Like, because he was wanting vodka in it or something.
Exactly.
But he brings the advent calendar. This kid's excited about this advent calendar. And I don't know how many days they are before Christmas at this point. I want to say it's probably close to the 20th, perhaps.
I was going to say, it looked like he was a little bit more than halfway.
Yeah, at least. So he's like, what's an advent calendar? He's like, well, yeah, each day you open the box and it tells you a story about
part
Christmas.
Of the story
right.
For Christmas. And he was like, and you get a chocolate.
Yeah.
And then he was like, do you want the chocolate? And he's like,
No, you have it.
You have it.
But when he tears this thing off and he starts reading the story, it's something from the Bible.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's an awesome fucking story, man.
And he's like, no, it's just part of the story.
He's like, we won't find out what happens next until tomorrow.
So this kid's all excited about it. And then there is the night where, Lauren Graham, she goes over to the house. She's there. They have sex again. She leaves, and he's drunk, and then he sees the advent calendar, so he just tears it open and starts eating all the chocolate out of it and just throws it down and passes out in the hallway.
The way that they filmed that part is kind of crazy because it's almost like they had a camera strapped to him, and the camera is just fixed on his face.
Right.
So he chugs what's left of this bottle of vodka, and I want to say there was at least 8 ounces, maybe more.
Yeah, definitely not a chugging drink.
No.
Ugh.
And as soon as he finishes the bottle, you see him just pass out, fall backwards, and the camera follows him on the way down. And it was just a very unusual shot, but I liked it.
Yeah. Because
it just kind of brings you into his world like you're drunk with him.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I saw a behind the scenes thing, not for Bad Santa, but for something else entirely. And it was something kind of like that where someone was like drugged and they fell back into a bed. But when they fell back, they kind of turned on their side and had a sheet that they pulled over themselves. So seeing how it's done, you're like, oh, that's really cool. Because it looks like I can't remember who it was. If Drew was here, he'd probably remember. Because I think it was something that he and I watched together. But, damn it. I thought I had it for a second. It's completely gone. But the way they filmed it, it was actually really cool. Like, they had the bed. Because it started off with this guy in a field. And then all of a sudden the bed just came out of nowhere. And you're like, whoa. Like, that's weird. But they had the bed there, and it was on some type of mechanism that the bed actually lifted up. So he was just standing there. So as soon as the bed lifted up, he just turned sideways and had the bed sheet in his hand off camera where you couldn't see it and pulled it over himself, and it looked like he fell asleep.
Maybe that's how they did it for this.
So
maybe
that's how I would like to think that they did it.
They brought the floor up to him instead of him actually falling.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I remember watching it. I was like, man, I never would have thought of anything like that. Yeah. I would have thought that he was standing on the footboard of the bed and just fell backwards. That made more sense to me than them actually rigging something up to lift the bed up to him.
So there are a few moments with the kid where you can kind of tell that Willie, despite being annoyed with the kid,
actually cares about him.
He actually does start giving a shit.
Yeah.
So there's
like the next morning after he wakes up, because he wakes up to the kid just screaming, and the kid runs down and he's like, and you see that he's cut his hand. And he was like,
you sees a kid's hand, just this huge gash in the kid's hand. He's like, I cut myself. He's like, well, Jesus Christ, man. So he brings the kid to the kitchen so he can wash it, rinse his hand off and everything. And then he grabs a bottle of vodka
and starts pouring it on it.
And then immediately the kid starts screaming even more.
And he was like, I forgot to tell you, it's going to sting a little bit.
Yeah. And then the kid's running off. You still hear him screaming. And I love this part because he's like, God damn it.
Yeah. But I do like that. I mean, because it's almost like any dad anywhere. Because right after he's like, you okay?
And it seems like this is a couple hours later, and the kid is still screaming bloody murder.
Yeah. So
and you feel bad for the kid, but it's like you I don't know. But anyway, so there's a couple more moments. The kid he interacts with these bullies. Willie gets to a point where he's like, I'm just gonna kill myself because this is the point where we're at, and he puts a hose onto the exhaust pipe, and then he tries to kill himself in the car that's parked in the garage. And then the kid comes out. He's like, Santa?
And he's like, hey. He's like, yeah.
He's like, are you going to work today? And he's like, not
really.
really.
But I do like when he tells him, because he has the letter, and he's like, hey, kid, when the cops come to get Santa's body, just make sure they get this letter. Like, because he's trying to come clean. You know, I mean, he hates his life. He hates everything about it. What better way to go out and just be like, oh, just do a suicide? Or if you wanted to think about it like Bill Murray's character, Frank Cross from Scrooge, be like, oh, not like this. They're going to think I'm a suicide. So, like, little things like that. But when the kid, like, goes to walk away, you see that the kid has a black eye, and he's like, kid, come here.
It's like what the fuck happened to your eye? It's like Willie just comes to.
Yeah.
Because he's at the point of unconsciousness almost, but this kind of wakes him up.
And then,
but before this scene happens, the kid comes back to the mall to see Santa, and
they gave him a wedgie. The bullies gave the kid a wedgie, and so his underwear is like up out of his shorts. But then when Willie sees him, he's like,
"What the fuck is that?"
He's
it's
like
my underpants.
He's like, "Is that your fucking underwear?" And he's like, "Part of it."
Where's the rest of it? He's like, "Actually, don't answer that.
Don't answer."
But he's like, "I know before I asked you for a pink elephant, but now I don't want that. I want a giant gorilla." That
can beat up
the mean kids, and they can take the orders from the talking walnut, so it wouldn't be my bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The whole thing, that whole interaction didn't make any sense at all, but it was so good.
But there was like another scene, it's like, why would you be in trouble or something like that? He's for going to the bathroom on the dishes? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Where does that even come from?
I know.
So Willie, prior to the scene where he's in the garage trying to commit suicide, he knows that the kid's being bullied.
Yeah.
But after he finds out this is happening, like, bad.
Now the black eyes happened.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to do something about this. So he goes and beats the shit out of the older bully.
Yeah.
Which
I just love it when it cuts to him because he's just punching him and punching him and punching him. He's like, oh, you like to beat up little kids? He's like, huh? How about that? But then I like later after that, he's telling Marcus, he was like, I beat the shit out of some kids today.
He's like, I've reached the turning point in my life.
Yeah.
I beat up a kid today, and
like,
I feel pretty good about it.
It's easily one of the funniest lines of the entire movie. Beat the shit out of some kids today, and I feel really good about it.
Yeah.
It's like, but you can see Marcus in the background like, this is the point we've gotten to. This is what it's all culminated to. I'm going to have to kill this man.
Yeah. And there's a
that
lot
was
of
probably when he made the decision, like, I will kill Willie after he gets in the safe and we get all the money. I will just shoot him dead.
There's a lot of moments where Marcus finds him in a bad state. Like,
yes.
He goes to their station at the mall, and he asks one of the girls that's playing the elf. I guess she's the photographer.
Yeah, and her voice is so annoying.
One of those obnoxious teenagers, like
the
Valley girl.
Have you seen the new Santa that they just hired?
Yeah, he's back there drunk. So he goes backstage, and he finds Willie just like passed out on the floor with urine on his pants and everything. It's like, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, you pissed yourself. And he's like, you don't fuck this up for me.
But this is one of those things where it's like, I could just see Marcus. I don't know how come he didn't say it like numerous times throughout the movie and be like, Jesus, Willie, you pissed yourself again.
Yeah.
He could like happens it all the time.
Yeah. Constantly pissing himself. And Willie's just oblivious to it.
Hey, just, all right, fine. No, what are you talking about? I'm just living my life.
But as much as I don't advocate people using the Lord's name in vain, the way that Willie does it throughout this movie is funny as hell because he says it with such conviction.
Yes.
He's like, God damn it.
It's like you can tell he's not happy.
No. Oh, man. So it gets to a point, obviously, a store dick, he wants in on the action.
Right.
He wants half of the winnings that they get from robbing the mall. And everything, and so Marcus decides to take matters into his own hands.
Right.
And both him and his, I don't know if they're fiance, I don't know if they're married.
I think it's his wife. Because I think he does refer to him as, at one point, he refers to her as his wife.
Yeah. So they fake like they're having, their car broke down. The van broke down.
Could you give us a jump?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck do I look like, AAA? He's like, please. Really mean a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
just the way he says it, though, it's like people could just be like, all right, you little dwarf, come on, get over here. Fine. But then when he goes to hook up the jumper cables and then, Bernie Mac opens up his hood and he's just like, there you go. And he's just like, like, I can't reach it. And he's like, oh, fine, give me this shit. It's like,
yeah, because Bernie Mac acts like he doesn't know what the hell to do.
Yeah, it is just so irritated by it. Like, oh, this is fucking ridiculous. But then you can sit there and look at it and be like, look, do you want to rob the mall or not? Do you want us to rob the mall and give you half the shit that we're going to get or not?
Can you really be this irritated?
Because guess what? If the van ain't working, we ain't working.
Yeah, unless he thinks of it as aiding and abetting. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but then Tony Cox like backs out of the way and he's just staring at his wife and he nods like, mm-hmm. But the noise that Bernie Mac makes when she just plows and like
floors
crushes
the van,
him.
Crushes him between the two cars.
And he's just like, oh, ah.
Yeah.
Cigarette half hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah. The stuff that Marcus has to do to plan for the robberies is kind of funny. I think with one of the first malls, he's dressed like a little snowman.
Right.
And he has to run like halfway across this department store.
Which I find it kind of hard to believe that right there is the only security system for the entire mall.
I think it's just for that department store. I want to say it's for that department store. So
I mean, I'd like to think that too, but I mean, then again, at the same time, like in that one department store, that's not where they're going to keep the safe for the entire mall.
I don't know. Maybe they just picked the department store instead of the mall safe. I don't know. We don't really find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he runs from this Christmas display, slides down the escalator, like in the in-between like metal track.
Yeah.
And then runs into the security area and then uses like one of the mannequin arm to like reach the security pad.
Just press pound. It'll turn off.
That's it.
Beep. Canceled.
So you have to do this on a couple occasions to prep for it. There's one scene where he's crawling through the air vent while the store is open and everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
But they don't acknowledge. They don't like do anything about it.
I do like it. Sounds like he hits his elbow or something, and then like he gets above that one person. You just hear him, and he's like, "God damn!" But everyone's just kind of looking up, and they're like, well, "Hey, what can you do?"
Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep working.
There's some other funny shit. Like, so you got the neighbor that comes over while Willie's staying at this house, and he's like, I can't remember what his name is. I don't know if he even mentions his name. Yeah,
he says he's like, I live 2 streets over, and he was like, I'm in charge of the
Luminarius program.
Like, what the fuck is a Luminarius?
And then the kid says, they're Luminarius. Like, that doesn't answer the fucking question, kid.
But I like that Willie's just kind of like, oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it all makes sense now.
Now I know what you're talking about.
He's like, we actually don't celebrate Christmas. We're Jewish.
Yeah. And then he tells him, he was like, look, I just don't want any gaps.
He's like, this is my first year running the program. I'd really prefer if there weren't any gaps in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, can I just come over and I can just fill up the bags with the candles and everything? He's like, no, he's like, we'll do it.
Yeah,
we'll take care of it.
He's like, something for me and the kid to do.
And as he's about to close the door, he's like, I'll leave the supplies in the garage or whatever.
And after the door shuts, you just hear him, and he's like, I'll be in the garage, just so you know.
Thank you.
I think another one is an honorable mention for me, just because the scene is hysterical. Is when Bernie Mac calls his buddy at the police department or whatever to track the plate. But when Bernie Mac gets the call back, he's at the Asian, like, mani-pedi place.
Yes.
And he's getting his feet done, and he was like, no. He was like, don't use that. He was like, He's like, get that gel stuff. But then she's like...
He's like, give me something with some gloss to it.
And then she grabs the one. He's like, yeah, that's the one.
He's like, yeah.
Get in there. He's like, don't be afraid, girl. Get in there. I can take it.
What's weird is his teeth are all like stained looking. Like, what the hell you been eating, man?
No. It's not that. I figured out why they did that.
Why?
I read it because of all the cigarettes that he smokes in the movie. Because like, there's one scene, like when it first starts off, you're introduced to his character, and it's just one, like an ash on a cigarette, that like an inch of it just gets smoked down, and then it shows him. But if you look on his desk, there's like 2 ashtrays, both of them overflowing with cigarette butts.
Oh shit! The other part about the only funny thing about that scene that you're talking about is she's going to town like on his like cuticles on his feet, and he's like, no, you don't gotta finesse it. He's like, come on, get in there, I can take it. And then once she starts digging in, he's like, God damn it, woman, the hell's the matter with you?
What's your problem? But that, and then the other scene is when the kid's just going through the video games. It's just some random kid. And he's going through the video games and stuff, and he's like,
Preston, whatever. Wasn't he from, like, Jackass or Punk'd or something?
I don't remember.
I think I seen him in one of those MTV shows.
Yeah. But he's just going through, and he was like, oh, what you doing? And he's like, oh, just
looking at some
Xbox
some games, because I have an Xbox.
Yeah. But then he's like, no, come on. He like lifts up his shirt, and he's like, what? He's like, nope, you stealing from the store? You stealing from me. But then he was like, come on, give me your CD player. And he's like, but my grandma's like, I don't give a shit. Who gave it to you? He's like, take it off.
I don't care if I choke you to death. And then he's like, he goes to leave the store and pull up your pants.
He's like, what's wrong with you?
Let me go make you some sandwiches.
Yeah.
Another scene, now we're getting down to the wire here, but where he has what's her face come over. I don't even remember what her name is in the movie.
I don't know if she has one.
She might not.
Yeah, I don't remember her ever saying anything.
Well, she comes over and they're like decorating the house and everything, and you see Willie. He's trying to thread the popcorn onto the string to put on the Christmas tree and everything, and you see his hands shaking. He can't stop shaking while he's trying to put the needle through the popcorn. He just can't do it.
Yeah.
Because he's got the shakes that fucking bad. But she's like standing on a stool and like putting ornaments and stuff on the tree, and she's leaning over. She's wearing kind of like a tight skirt with a zipper in the back. And Willie, he's just standing there just staring at her. And then at one point he goes and like grabs her ass.
Yeah.
And then she like pushes his hand off of it because it's like the kid's right there. And then he goes and he grabs the zipper and starts putting the zipper down. He's like, damn it. She's like, puts his hand down, but kisses him real quick. And it's like, you could tell that he's really into her. Yeah. And so it's kind of nice to see him in a relationship, even though he still has these unhealthy habits and everything like that. But there's that other scene. He's like fucking her in the jacuzzi out back. Fuck me Santa once again. But do you like kids? He's like, no. What do you think? I'm some kind of fucking pervert? He's like, no, because you're Santa. He's like, oh no, yeah. She's like, you do? He's like, oh, I love kids. And you could tell that she like digs him. Like even after their first hookup.
Yeah, I mean, she even tells him, she was like, I like you.
I like you. Yeah. He's like, I'm not really Santa. He's like you anyway.
I mean, there are so many funny scenes in this, and I really wish that we could nail this one verbatim, but I mean, it's impossible.
It's not even worth trying. Yeah. One last thing I did want to say, the reason why the kid had cut his finger, he was trying to make a present for Santa. He was carving a wooden pickle.
Yes, the pickle.
Of all things.
Why'd you paint it brown?
He's like, no, I didn't paint it. It's blood from when I cut myself making it for you.
But I do like, that's when you see in his eyes, like, thanks. Like, and I mean, it's he's to like, him, shit, but to him, he's just kind of like, nobody's ever given me a Christmas present before.
Right.
Like, wow. And then she was like, you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm really tired. And I was like, I'm him. You know, and then she was just like, oh, okay. Like, but I like, he was like, good night, Santa. Good night, Santa's sister. Or Mrs. Claus's sister. Yeah. And she was like, good night, kid.
I can't remember. There was that one. The kid asked him something. He's like, "Because I loved a woman that wasn't clean," and I can't remember. Oh,
that's when he was like, "What happened to your real beard?" And he's like, "It fell off." And he was like, "Why? Were you sick?" And he was like, "Yeah, because I loved a woman that wasn't clean."
That's it.
That's why he didn't have a real beard.
Fucking hell. Oh yeah. There's so much other shit we could talk about, but yeah, we're not gonna make this an hour-long episode. Yeah. But definitely one of my favorite non-family friendly Christmas movies.
Right. I could see it. I can see why.
And so I know it may not be yours because of him being in it, but
I mean, hey, we barrel through anyways.
we do.
Because that's just what we do.
That is. All right, y'all. Well, this has been a fun one.
Yes.
For sure. And then I think we'll try to get one more Christmas episode lined up before actual Christmas Day. And until then, Quotable Podcast out.
Fuck stick, huh?
Store dick don't want shit.